good with our first check of the forecast this hour. Day turned around, looked better already.
It took a little longer than we were expecting at first, but in the afternoon, sun came out, temperatures went up, and ended up being a nice day.
Felt really nice.
We have one more really nice day tomorrow.
Okay,
plenty of sunshine, temps in the 70s, and then we just pretend the rest of the week is not going to happen.
Great.
Because then it's back to a little chilly and back to the rain. So a lot of us able to break out in some sunshine later in the day, so that allowed our high temperatures to get back into the 60s, even a couple of 70s out there, 70 in Millinocket today and in Sanford. Right along the immediate coastline though, still a little chilly, only in the upper 50s to low 60s. And the reason for that is that it took a little bit longer to move out some of this cloud cover, but once we got into the afternoon, we really started to clear out. Just a couple of cumulus clouds lingering in central Maine, but that's always a sign of some nice weather out there. But we do have a lot to talk about for this week. So Tuesday overall is going to be the best day because the cold front is still going to be north of us, so that'll allow us to have a lot of warm air for temps in the upper 60s and lower 70s. But then once that cold front moves through, we're going to transition to much cooler weather for the rest of the week, and we have a bunch of rain to talk about. So we have system number 1 that's going to move through on Wednesday and give us some pretty consistent shower activity throughout the day. And then we have system number 2. And this one's going to come through late Thursday night, early Friday morning. And it isn't going to bring as much rain because it's going to be a little bit farther south. But the caveat here is that it comes with a trailing trough, which is this black dashed line coming out the back here. And that means it's going to kind of make a more unsettled weekend where we're still going to have a chance for showers and the cool air is really going to stick around. So overnight tonight, our temperatures actually aren't going to drop very far. In fact, a lot of us are going to be in the low 50s, even as we get later into tonight, only dropping into the upper 40s for a couple of hours right before sunrise. And then Tuesday ends up being a really nice day. Temps in the upper 50s, lower 60s to start, and then even a chance for some 70s once we get later in the afternoon. Just a little bit of cloud cover in areas in northern and eastern Maine, but still mostly sunny throughout the day. And then things start to change once we get into Wednesday. So we'll start out the day with some sunshine, especially areas in eastern Maine could get a nice first half of the day, but then we have some more showers and storm activity that's going to move through Wednesday. So it's going to bring the most consistent rain that we're going to see throughout this week, starting in areas in New Hampshire and western Maine about 10 a.m. And then these scattered showers are going to continue to overspread the state throughout the rest of the day Wednesday. And this is going to kind of start that rainy pattern that we're going to see. Once we get to Thursday, definitely more of a cloudy day, a couple of chances of showers here, but less so than what we would see on Wednesday. And then here comes system number 2. We can just start to see it at the very bottom of the map here. This is where we're going to see the most rain in areas in southern Maine because the base of this system is a little bit farther south. However, we're still going to see some of that shower activity continuing throughout the late on the day Thursday and through Friday. And then on the back end of that system where that trailing trough is, that's where we're still going to see kind of that unsettled weather throughout Saturday and Sunday. So it's not going to be a bad weekend, just something to keep in mind there. And spring after the day Tuesday is gone. Temperatures are going to be below average until we get to next week. Marine forecast sees 2 feet, water 49 degrees. So in terms of our 7-day forecast, tomorrow is definitely going to be the best day of the week. Temperatures are going to be the highest, plenty of sunshine throughout the day. And then our pattern changes once we get to Wednesday. That's when we're going to see the most consistent rain. For the rest of the week, temperatures really only getting into the 50s, and I think Friday will even struggle to get to 50 degrees at all. Once we get into the weekend, there is still that chance of showers that we wanted to keep in there because of that trailing trough off the back end of the last system. For Brian and Amanda, definitely a day to get outside for tomorrow. Really, really nice. And then keep that umbrella handy for the rest of the week.
Will do.
Block out some time tomorrow. Absolutely.
Exactly. Lunch break outside.
Definitely. Dana, thanks.